Hi rollers, happy Wednesday. It's April Fool's Day because this is some kind of joke we're in. Anyway, happy April 1st, everybody. We're going to continue on with unlocking the pelvis. So make sure that your ball is clean, dry, and sticky. Mine is ready to go. And we're just going to continue on from yesterday. So this is what it's going to look like. We're actually going to start at the sits bone again, and we're going to trace up to the top of the pelvis. So if you put your hands on your waist, you can feel the bone, and that's your pelvis. So we're just going to come up the sits bone, and we're going to get to the top of the pelvis, and we're going to trace around that bone. So the silver ball's big, so some of the ball is going to be below into the hip, and a little bit is going to be above into the waistline. So you just want to be careful not to get near your floating rib. So you're going to be lifting the rib cage up and away so we can really unlock at this space where the torso gets pressed down into the pelvis. So we want to start unlocking that, and we want to start addressing these lateral glute muscles that attach at the top of the pelvis. So the first one's going to be sits bone, coming up and tracing around, and then we'll come back to the sits bone, and we're going to come up just a little lower, and we're going to hit the top of the leg bone. So if you feel around, you should feel where your leg bone is. So we'll be coming up and then coming around the leg bone to start opening up the lateral side of the hips. Okay, so grab your silver ball, and you're going to be on your sits bone. And you can just take some nice big breaths, big inhale, and hold it for a couple seconds. And exhale everything down. And then what we're going to do is just extend that leg out. So as your leg extends out, you're reaching away, and that ball is rolling up the side of the sacrum, so the lowest part of the back that's down in the hips. And we're going to come all the way up until you feel the pelvic bone, right? So now I'm lifting the rib cage up and away, and I'm reaching out with my leg, and I'm pressing in. So I'm breathing, and I'm sinking, and I'm pressing. Think of pressing from this side into that side. And then I'm just going to come around a little bit more. So my pelvis is right in the center of the ball. So I feel a little bit on the top of my pelvis and below my pelvis. So I'm breathing and sinking, reaching away, lifting up with the ribs, pressing in. And then I'm moving a little bit further forward, just tracing around the pelvis. That's all we're doing. Breathing and sinking, reaching up and away, reaching with the leg. And when you come forward, you're going to run into that ASIS bone, the one that we did in the first hip unlocking video. And you could almost drop right back into the hip flare. So we're going to trace back around, breathing and sinking. If you feel anything tight or tender, just hang out there. Press from this side down into the ball, breathing and sinking, tracing around, reaching, coming around, and then coming right back up to your sits bone, to the starting place. So now we're going to go again, but we're going to start lower around the leg bone. So breathing and sinking here, reaching out with the leg. We're going to angle a little bit out towards the leg bone, pressing in, and then we're slowly going to start coming around the leg bone. You can move this leg in front, extending out with the leg. I'm pressing in. You could stay up in this position if you want. Breathing and sinking, impacting into that leg bone and right above it. Tracing a little bit forward. Breathing and sinking. And coming around a little bit more to the front. Impacting there. So I'm really extending and pressing in. Can reach through that leg, reach through the rib cage. Good. And then trace back around. Good. And coming right back up to the sits bone. Beautiful. And then you do the same thing on the other side. So the other thing I wanted to say real quickly is we want to remember to really stimulate our vagus nerve to keep it toned and healthy. It's the 10th cranial nerve, and it really has a huge connection between our brain, our throat, our heart, and our gut. So the things you can do, super simple stuff. Cold water on the face. You could put your face in ice water or in a bowl of ice. Big, big breaths, holding for 4 to 8 seconds and exhaling, and do that for a few minutes. That will really calm the parasympathetic nervous system and really balance the vagus nerve. And the other thing that's really great is humming. So you can ohm at whatever pitch resonates with you. You can hum your favorite song, but just really getting some action going between the brain, the throat, the heart, and the gut would be really calming and great for your nervous system. So practice that today. See how it goes. It'll really help calm you down in moments of stress, to help you get grounded. Practice while you're on your ball. Great time to practice. And as you know, I'm here for you. So if you need me, reach out. My website is Patty with an I, intuitivemovement.com. If you need a ball or you need any help, just contact me. And have a great April 1st. Bye. See you tomorrow.